Okay, let's see here. Let's wait for this to go officially live. There, good. It's a little slow tonight. Just a little. So I'll wait till some people jump on. I'm keeping an eye on it. Good. Now it looks like some people are starting to jump on. Just a little slow tonight. Not me, the network. Good. Okay. So we're live on Facebook. Excellent. We're live on Twitter, Periscope, and we're live on YouTube. Welcome to the show, everyone. As we get viewers on, Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network, your source for health, freedom, and knowledge. And if you want people involved, share this video out to them because we are live streaming on Facebook Live for you guys. We are live streaming on YouTube Live. We are live streaming on, Periscope or Twitter. So excellent. There we go. Okay, I was losing my comments there. Now they're back up. Hello, everybody. Now I can see everyone jumping on. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to dive right in tonight because I have more information in my head and on my notes than I can do in probably 2 or 3 nights. So I'm going to get part of it tonight, and then I'm going to tell you right away that up front there is a ton coming the next couple nights. So just be involved, stay tuned because tons of stuff. Okay, so first of all, let me go through some current news to keep you guys up to date with everything. First of all, I'm only going to talk about this for a minute because I don't want to go down this road very far because I'll be honest with you, I don't have a ton of sourced information, and the information that is sourced is not firsthand knowledge because no one's really going to get firsthand knowledge on this information. But I posted an article this afternoon that always catches some heat, and I always throw some conspiracy stuff out there, guys. Just one, because it's a little fun. I do watch some certain things, but people get all fired up. So I posted the Michelle Obama article that she could be picked as the vice president. Doesn't mean she's going to be picked. She says that she's not interested. The past President Obama said she's not interested. However, it doesn't mean she's not. However, there has been wide speculation. And by the way, people say they're being kicked out of the feed. That is not on my end. I have all of my stuff over here showing me how my feeds are going, and everything is perfectly fine. So if you're getting kicked out, that is due to your social media, that's due to your connection, etc. Just jump back on because my stream is going perfectly. So there is wide speculation, it's been this way for 8 years, that Michelle Obama is actually Michael, a male, a trans. Not that there's anything wrong with that, as Seinfeld says. However, on the internet, there is, and if you're the person that's going to say, show me proof, I can't show you proof. It's just been speculated. Go Google it and look it up, okay? There's been times where he or she's been walking, and there's outline in the private area up front. There's people who broke down the muscle tone and the facial features, everything else. There's pictures out there showing the 2 girls and potentially their real parents, and there's a picture out there which I don't necessarily believe is true. I've never posted it because I don't like it, but supposedly there's a picture out there of Barack Obama and Michael at the time when they were probably in their 20s or 30s, and then possibly Bill Gates in the middle. I don't think it's Bill Gates. I don't share that stuff because I don't want it to turn into just a conspiracy thing. Many years ago, Joan Rivers was walking to her apartment or something like that, I think in New York, and they said something to her, and she said that Michelle is a trans and that Barack Obama was gay. She ended up dying like a couple weeks later, and she wasn't in poor health that I know of. So I'm just letting you know that speculation is out there. So if Michelle does indeed run as the vice president ticket, that will come out as a firestorm. By the way, also, just so you know, and President Trump, before he was President Trump, stated this, is there is still clear evidence that Barack Obama was not a native-born American citizen, and that he actually had no legal right to be president of the United States. So again, I don't have this to show you right now. There is data information out there. Go research it yourself. I believe, out of the two, I believe higher that that President Obama was not an actual citizen or legally born in the country. I believe that first over Michelle, but I've seen enough of the whole Michelle thing to think that there's something to that. Whether or not it's true, I don't know, but that's a speculation. I spent over a minute. I spent like 2 or 3 minutes. Moving on. Good. Okay. Now, YouTube. I posted this morning that the CEO of YouTube, she came out and said that they're going to take down anything that is health related or anything that does not go with the World Health Organization's standards. Meaning, just so you know, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google, any of these companies, by the way, that you're on them right now, these are all private companies. Keep in mind, you do not have a First Amendment right on these platforms. These are private companies. If they don't like what you're saying, they can take you off. That's why I tell you every single day, and I'll tell you tonight, is get on the email list, because if everything goes down, that's how I communicate with you. I'm ramping up the communication. You'll be getting more. Recently, I just sent out the investigative journalist article, and it's really more of a program showing you exactly how the Common Core curriculum is tied to Bill Gates, George Soros, and psychiatric drugs and big pharma. I sent that out. If you didn't get that, let me know. Maybe I'll send it out again later this week so everyone gets it, but that was attached in the email. So, yes, of course they're completely insane by saying that vitamin C is not part of the World Health Organization's standards, so they'll tear it down. We know that's a lie, but keep in mind, YouTube can technically do whatever they want from that standpoint, okay? Anybody who signed up for email, re-sign up, because it's working on my end. So if not, message me behind the scenes and I'll do my best to get it to you. So keep in mind, YouTube can go down at any time. Facebook could go down at any time. Any of that stuff can happen, okay? You have to keep in mind that. But I will tell you, the fact that YouTube CEO said that means that they're probably running scared a little bit, because they know their time is running short, okay? They know their time is running short. Now, I'm going to read something to you from Twitter. Let me bring it up here. The reason I'm going to read this to you is because we are a very fast-paced society. We want things now. I know all of you are the same as me, is we like things happening now. Like now. I want now. Unfortunately, when you're dealing with something we've been dealing with potentially thousands of years, if not hundreds, thousands plus years of this darkness that's been on planet Earth, it's not going to all happen in a couple days. So there are times like today, for example, that everyone's a little bored because it seems like we're not getting out of quarantine. It seems like they're slow. We're not getting hit with big news all the time. Like, we look for these big, massive news articles all the time. I actually found this tweet feed from a member of the military. Now, if you're not on Twitter following the military, you need to follow the military members, the ones who are following Q, because these folks are amazing people. Now, I'm going to read a tweet feed that they wrote, because this one fired me up, okay? This one got me like all fired up today, okay? Here it is. Now, his Twitter profile says, long-range surveillance team member, digital spiritual warrior, seeker of truth, warrior, patriot, and destroyer of the deep state, okay? That's his profile. Now, this is where it starts. It's a little long, so let me give it to you as fast as possible, but as clear as possible. I woke up on the morning of July 1st, 2007, 7107. I'm going to, by the way, do my best to censor the swear words that are in here, so I'll do my best. If I get caught, sorry. Prior to that moment in time, I did not give a F. My life was $500,000 home on the Puget Sound, my 6-figure job, my boat, my cars, and my trophy girlfriend partner. I was completely brainwashed every day of my life. Since that day, I have researched, dug, read, connected with others, and every day of my life since that day has been in my life's passion and purpose to wake as many of you as possible. It is why I breathe. I love and care about each and every one of you. I have many dogs in this fight. It is critically important that we wake up right now. Where we go one, we go all. Good night. Now it goes deeper. Sorry, Marina, as in Abramovich. Cat's out of the bag. What have I been saying for quite some time is finally getting some attention and steam. Those who know don't sleep. I haven't slept well in some time. I'm ready to start sleeping again. Game over, Marina. 2 years today. Pain cometh. I haven't eaten a fast food burger in well over 10 years. There is a reason for that. The only thing I'll be watching Obama related will be tribunal related. Just saw a 90-year-old fellow U.S. Army paratrooper get a effing mohawk on national television in celebration of the Normandy invasion anniversary. 90 years old and still harder than most 20-year-olds walking around today. Airborne. Adnan Khashoggi was executed for his role in 9/11. Everything the media said to the contrary is a effing lie. Watch. Psychotropic medication in children and teenagers is a blank child abuse. This crap forever changes brain chemistry. Change my mind. Kevin Spacey laundered billions of dollars stolen on 9/11. It's true. He messes with little boys and girls and is also a domestic terrorist. When 9/11 is declassified, this will be shown. Your freedom is a effing illusion. Period. Sometimes it just comes out of nowhere. Multiple years in the military and LE have created a lack of filter and 0 Fs. It's time to wake up, inspire you, and piss you off. It's time to get pissed off. Stop allowing them to manipulate the F out of you. The Rothschild family, the Vatican, and the House of Windsor have financed both sides of armed conflicts since the Revolutionary War. In 1910, the USA was sold to corrupt bankers and were debt slaves until about 2 weeks ago. JFK was assassinated by the CIA. George Herbert Walker Bush overworked to even give a crap. All you care about is your next raise, car, house, boat, handbag, purse, or effing pair of Air Jordans. 400,000 babies disappear in the USA every year and you don't give a F. It's time to give a F. It's time to start demanding answers. It's time to start asking tough questions. There is no more time for complacency. It's time. I do not consent. 100% burn it down. Create anew. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. F the WHO. James Comey will face military tribunals 100%. As I have said openly since 2007, all 3 World Trade Centers were reduced to rubble as a result of controlled demolition on the morning of 9/11. Thermite, cordite, nanothermite, and det cord. It's actually rocket science. Look at the physics. Look at the metallurgy. Hollywood will burn to the effing ground. Watch. Not since 2007. Relating. Stay safe. Killing it. It's called predictive programming. It's everywhere. They do it every single day. And he continues to go on and on and on. And he basically says, I will not be tested. I will not be vaccinated. Period. So, I hope you liked that. That was something that got me fired up. That is actually military. If you're not following the military on Twitter, you are so far behind. You need to follow them because they are going off. They know what's happening. They're tired of being taken through the ringer. They're tired of going to war. They want to just defend their country. So, last night, President Trump is the greatest troll and master marketer we have maybe ever seen. So, at about 10 or 11 o'clock, he put out an executive order. He put up a 60-day immigration ban, meaning no one comes in brand new at all. Now, we're not talking illegal. We're talking immigration ban. I will put the name of the Twitter person. I'll put his link up there so you guys can follow him. Now, this is the fascinating part about him is he does this stuff. One, the ban is for 60 days because he wants all jobs to go to American citizens. Imagine that. Imagine a president actually taking care of American citizens while we have chaos. We've never had someone do that before. That is actually how a country is supposed to run, with a leader in charge. Okay? Now, why does he do it at 10 or 11 o'clock at night? Because previously we actually saw some insiders in the administration get fired at late at night. So why does that happen? Well, two reasons. The guy doesn't sleep. And two, he gives things for the media to give attention to. So they will try to ignore him the next morning. Yet, if you drop something at almost midnight, they are forced to cover him and the story first thing in the morning, and then it becomes news all day long. He is literally a genius at manipulating the media to do what he needs to do to keep attention on stories he needs to keep attention on. I thought it was absolutely genius. On top of that, it was a great executive order. Obviously, we want immigration to be a part of our country, but we want it to be done legally, and we don't want jobs being taken up when this economy jumps back into place. He wants to make sure those jobs go to Americans first. So that is a win-win for us. Now, I want to teach you how stupid government can be. Two ways to show you how stupid government can be. Number one is Mayor de Blasio of New York put out basically, if you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, not having a mask on or not having social distancing, he wanted people to basically snitch or tattle. And he wanted to take a picture and have it sent in to some sort of database or email. I don't know what it is. I just read the story. But this is why he's an idiot, is because he basically got a bunch of middle fingers and penis pics sent to him through this whole thing because New Yorkers are tired and pissed off from being quarantined for a period of time. So he got exactly what he didn't want. Was he got a bunch of pictures that were not necessarily appropriate, but as a New Yorker myself, I laugh because that's exactly what we do. When someone wants us to do something that's violating our rights, we punch back even harder. So I think it was brilliant, absolutely fantastic. Now the other one is, you probably saw in Los Angeles, they started piling sand into a skate park on the beach. Why? No idea. Makes no sense at all. Welcome to government. So what did the kids do? They built I think like a dirt bike or BMX style park. So they went out and they made lemonade out of lemons, and they told the government to basically screw off. So it just tells you, just because they're government doesn't mean they're very smart. As a matter of fact, governments are meant to be kept small because they're not supposed to be smart. We're supposed to follow a constitution, and we're supposed to tell our representatives what they're supposed to do. And our president is supposed to lead. That's it. They're not supposed to shut down parks. They're not supposed to set up databases so you can send in pics of social distancing and tattle. This is innately why government was intended to be small. And that's it. Okay? Now, President Trump is going after Harvard. Now, a lot of people freaked out because Harvard has a $40 billion roughly endowment. I think the largest in the world. He is forcing them to give back the $9 million they took from the previous program that he put out to take care of businesses for payroll purposes and take care of employees. Harvard got $9 million. God knows why they did it. But he's actually forcing them to pay it back. And he also said other companies, I think Shake Shack or something like that, other companies are actually giving their money back. They got it out. They realized they didn't need it. And so they're actually paying the government back the stuff that they don't need, which is phenomenal, right? It's absolutely beautiful. Now, he also talked about infrastructure tonight. So he actually took a shot at the military-industrial complex. Did you know, since the time we've been at war in the Middle East, we have sent $8 trillion with the T dollars to the Middle East for various projects instead of leaving it in the U.S. to build up our infrastructure. So he made a mention tonight about how it's insane that we have a pothole somewhere in the U.S. and we won't fix it because there's not enough money, but yet we spent $8 trillion sending overseas. So I think what he's going to do is he's going to use his unlimited spending stimulus, because he has the Federal Reserve wide open at this point, and I think he's going to start paying citizens for getting back to work till the economy's up, and I think he's going to start spending it on massive infrastructure bills. Again, some people are going to say, well, that money we have to pay back, et cetera, et cetera. It's Federal Reserve. It's fake money. I think he's just running the bank dry, basically, as much as he wants to. And I can't imagine that's a horrible idea, and I honestly don't blame him. So I think there's strategy behind it. I think he's smart. I think he knows what he's doing, so let's just trust the plan. Now, I found a video that occurred 3 days ago. I was looking over my cryptocurrency videos, and 3 days ago, Kristalina Georgiana, something along those lines, of the IMF was being interviewed on CNN, and she said that due to the economic crisis they were looking at from the IMF that overlooks countries, they were looking at possibly doing an economic debt reset. Now, she said the poorest countries always hit the hardest in any situations like this. So she's talking about doing a complete debt erasure, the IMF debt erasure possibly, throughout different governments and throughout the world. So we have to keep an eye on that, because that would be absolutely insane. Now, also, I've been looking at the XRP Ripple cryptocurrency, which is basically a central bank style cryptocurrency that money would run on, and they are still saying that they believe that will be put in place with a gold-backed gold standard backing of sound money. So we're going to keep an eye on that, because what happened yesterday with the erasure of basically the petrodollar, they are still going up this little gradient hill where they are trying to reset the entire economy. That would mean that we would have to have the physical gold to do that, because I don't think they'll do that without some sort of confidence backing. And I truly believe we go back to some sort of metal standard, gold standard, whatever, because if we don't, too many people at this point know about the Federal Reserve. They know that it's backed by a corrupt fiat currency, and it's just fake. Enough people are waking up to that. I don't think that they could just jump right to the next fiat currency, because I think you'd have an uprising. People would get very upset. Keep in mind, people are actually starting to protest over being quarantined. These same people know and are reading about the Federal Reserve being a fiat currency and basically having us in slavery of finance. So I don't think that goes over. I think we have to find a way to transition that correctly. And they're talking about doing that with digital credits. I'll get more information on that. That was just something I read today. Very, very interesting though. Now, as I wind down tonight, I'm going to go into a major topic, which is the actual virus. So this is the problem with the virus. Everyone thinks first of all, there's numerous stories out there. Is it fake? Is it a hoax? Is it just like the flu? Is it the same as the flu? Did it come from animals? Did it come from a lab? Who was involved with the lab? There's lots of different stories out there. But I will tell you, I stumbled across a name today that brought me right back to this book. Okay? Now, it was not Peter Duesberg. It was a different name. So 3 months ago, a scientist named Luc Montagnier, who actually won the Nobel Peace Prize for finding the HIV virus and being involved with the finding of the HIV virus, he actually wrote about, because an Indian lab, a lab in India, actually discovered that there was HIV DNA in the coronavirus or COVID-19. That is what they found. Now, what happened was, when they released that information, they were actually, that lab was attacked for releasing that information, to the point where they actually retracted the paper. So this new virus, there is the genome inside of HIV. Okay? Now, some may think that sounds weird, or, well, how does that play into things? That is a man-made virus. it's a man-made virus. I'm going to go deeper into this after tonight, into the next one of the next couple episodes, because there's far more to this. But I will tell you, they said that there was it's been engineered with HIV/AIDS like insertions in the inside of the virus. The Indian studies stated that the virus could not have acquired that mutation naturally as fast as this did. Okay, so I go to the back and I actually look up in the back where Luc Montagnier's name is in here. Okay, he's in this book, and then if I go to chapter 10, Luc Montagnier is in this book in a chapter called Marching Off to War. Okay, the HIV/AIDS virus was used as a war on the black and gay population. It was done in inner cities, as I've said before. It was also done in Africa. This is where Bill Gates mostly works with his vaccines, is in third world countries, in African nations, India, etc., all these different places, okay? So I'm not saying that HIV doesn't exist. I'm not saying that AIDS doesn't exist. What I'm saying is they were man-made. They were lab-created. Get the book if you want it, okay? Get the book. Now, he also said, Luc Montagnier said that the Wuhan lab has been working on this since at least 2000. So we're talking 20 years ago. He said the virus did not come from an animal in China. It came from a lab. Okay, he is quoted as, this is his quote, "It is the work of a sorcerer's apprentice." Yep, that's what he said. Now, on top of that, let me dive back into the HIV/AIDS thing, okay? Now, he is on, you can actually go to YouTube and find this video of Luc Montagnier himself saying it. When they asked him if there was a solution to HIV/AIDS, and he said, nutrition, clean water, sanitation, hygiene. That's what he said. Those are his words. That's not me making it up. That's what he actually stated, because it was a man-made virus. Now, why blacks? Why gay people? So, and this is no disrespect to anybody. This is just the straight biology and physiology what happens. Because gay people obviously have intercourse a different way. That will actually destroy the gut bacteria in the intestines, which can throw everything off, which can actually harbor and help proliferate the HIV virus, okay? But it's still just a virus. Now, when it turns into AIDS, that's a whole other story, right? That's what AIDS was actually, they wanted to use a drug called AZT, which was originally a cancer drug, and what happened was it killed cancer patients. It was too strong. It actually killed the patient off. They instead used it because it would kill off HIV, but it actually killed AIDS patients. It actually turned the HIV into an AIDS case. And then AIDS patients who were on AZT died. I know people who worked in that time period with those patients, and once they went on the AZT, it was lights out. It was only a matter of time. All right, so this is actually occurring. Now, I've also posted previously, why did they go after blacks? Well, I think, honestly, we all come from Africa originally. I believe that's where original man comes from. I don't not know all the details on that, so don't ask me questions on that. I'd have to research deeper. But I believe that DNA at some point was very pure, if not still has an amazing genome to it. And I think that they need to destroy the strong, and that's what I'm saying, that I believe African American genetics are stronger. And I think they're going after that because if they eliminate the strong, then they have control over the rest of the population. So that's where that goes. Now, this also goes into another category, which I think might be a strategy that the president is using. Now, this is purely speculation. I'm not saying it's going to come true. I'm just thinking this. This is where my mind's going. So he talks about hydroxychloroquine, okay? And it goes in, and it supposedly can help kill the coronavirus. That's what they say, right? and they've had obviously good results. Now, I'm not saying a medication is the only thing that kills coronavirus. I'm just talking about the optics of this political nature. Obviously, I've been telling you about all the natural ways to handle it, and that's still true. However, keep in mind the majority of the population are looking to medicine to save us, okay? So he keeps on talking about the hydroxychloroquine, and it also, what that does is it drives zinc into the cell. Zinc is actually what's fixing it, okay? You can actually use zinc and copper, and it will start knocking out the virus, okay? Just the way it is. Now, what I think might be occurring, which would be absolutely amazing, is they've taken down or they're defunding the World Health Organization. World Health Organization looks over, obviously, the world. I have a feeling, because Bill Gates is involved now, right? And a bunch of other elites who are running quote-unquote healthcare around the world, I have a feeling that a hydroxychloroquine could possibly also be the medical answer to this. Now, I went looking for studies, and there are studies out there. I have not had time to read all of them, but I also looked at studies that showed zinc was having an effect on HIV and AIDS. And they actually had a couple areas where HIV/AIDS patients got either stopped getting worse or got better on zinc. And what drives the zinc into the cell? The hydroxychloroquine. Could the president be doing the most amazing job of very stealthily setting up Fauci, Birx, and Gates to collapse along with the World Health Organization by uncovering the HIV/AIDS problem and basically exposing the whole other... Now, if you exposed HIV/AIDS to the world and showed them what was actually occurring, that would literally rock the planet. Because do you realize how much money has been made off of vaccines and medications and the World Health Organization and everything else over the HIV/AIDS scam? Do you realize how big a news that would be? Now, sorry for the cough. This is a little background on the HIV issue, okay? And I'm going to go into this deeper, not tonight, because it's a really fascinating subject. I've always been fascinated by it. A lot of people think that HIV diagnosis or a positive test is this death sentence. Let me tell you the things that will set off an HIV test. Vaccines, multiple sclerosis, measles, the flu, HPV, Epstein-Barr, malnutrition, hepatitis, cow's milk, and the list goes on and on and on and on. By the way, Robert Gallo, who helped invent the whole HIV/AIDS thing, he actually patented the HIV test days after the announced discovery that they found the HIV virus. And they recorded it. Now, keep in mind, they also record HIV positives as AIDS deaths. So if somebody dies of HIV, they actually they actually certify it as an AIDS death. So this is a deep, deep hole, but that's what I think could be occurring, is they're trying to blow up this whole fraud that has been put on the people. Now, it's interesting because if you look right now on television, or I should say a couple months ago when I still had a little bit of television that I was watching here and there, they have commercials for HIV testing again. Modern commercials where they're targeting, if you watch the commercial, they're targeting young black people and young gay people. So why are they targeting those? Because they consider most all of us undesirable, but they consider blacks, African Americans, and gay people as undesirables. They actually want to erase them off the planet. If you didn't know this, go look it up. It's all out there. It's not me just acting like a crazy person and some conspiracy theorist. This has been going on for some time, and you need to go read this stuff. Just like This gentleman said on Twitter, you need to wake up. You have been asleep your entire lifetime. You thought you were born into a country where you were completely free and everything was normal, and you go about your daily business. You get up, you go to work, you go home, you eat dinner, you watch TV, you fall asleep, you get up, you do it all over again. No, they have brought you into a slumber. They have been keeping you sleeping they have been doing this across the planet. What is happening today, what is being exposed today, is the stuff that's been happening underneath our noses for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And so now this is finally this is consciousness rising. When you start looking in an area, when you start researching an area, whether it's this or it's some other subject that you're passionate about, as you go deeper and deeper and deeper in studying, what happens is the universe, God, starts giving you more information to study. So as I dive into this, I get more and more and more and more. So you have to understand, if you dive deep into these topics, you're going to start getting more and more and more information. Okay? So that's what I'm going to give you tonight. Tomorrow night, I'll just give you a little teaser. Tomorrow night, I'm going to take questions in a second. So if you have questions, fire away. Tomorrow night, we're going to talk a little bit about time travel. How about time travel? Would you like to know potentially how this is all going down and how it relates to time travel? The Montauk Project. That is going to be massive. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. I think we'll bring that to you tomorrow and go a little deeper on that. And then I also have more information coming to you on the DUMBs, the DUMBS, Deep Underground Military Bases. So remember to be prepared right now. Get ready to go back to work. Also, if you have a protest in your area, get ready to attend that if possible. Peaceful protests to demand back, I shouldn't say demand back, demand our original rights, which is to organize in a group of people to make our government hear us and to go back to work. We are built to produce. We are built to work. We are built for a purpose. We must get back to that because everyone is getting tired of staying home. Beautiful. Let's answer some questions. Give me some questions. Let's see here. Why gay people? Because they consider them undesirable. They keep in mind, a lot of this is done by the medical community, which is built on Freud's work, and it's based on the fact that they believe this comes from psychiatry, psychotherapy, different areas like this. Not saying therapists are bad. I'm saying it comes from this, where they actually a long time ago considered us dumb animals. They do not consider us souls. I don't know if you know that. So, good question. They don't consider us, most of us out there probably, we all consider ourselves souls, beings, spirits, whatever it is. Meaning, this is not me, right? I'm somewhere in here. I'm an energy. I'm a soul that after I depart, after I leave this body, goes up to heaven or goes up to another world, whatever your belief system is, right? This is only temporary. We know that. We have spiritual lives. If you're watching this, you probably have a spiritual life. We know this for a fact. We understand. We've had too many coincidences in life. We know too much. In their world, this is why they use medicine against us. They believe we are dumb, stupid animals that take up their resources on planet Earth. That's what they think. You can go look that up, okay? They consider us undesirable animals. Obviously, we are not, and we're going to fight back. Beautiful. I hope that helped. Okay. Do I think Hillary will really get arrested? I feel like so many people cover for her. I think Hillary's day is definitely coming. I think Judicial Watch is firing on all cylinders, and I think they're going to be part of the system that brings her down. Yes, I do. I hope to see that someday. Have I heard when Florida will start opening back up? Florida beaches are open officially, to the point where I think my wife and I and my daughter are going to go to the beach this weekend because we need to go and do something fun because we've been around the house too much. Florida will open up soon. If not within the next 2 weeks, they'll open up faster than that. I'm assuming they open up by next week, possibly. Who in the military should we follow? Okay, that's a good question. I'm going to post some of these links. I'll post some of the I'll post some of the Twitter links of really good QAnon people, okay? Beautiful. Let's see. More questions. Did I see the LA report puts the death rate at 1? No, I did not see that. I'll have to look for it. North Korea leader Kim Jong-un, grave condition. I don't know. The report said last night that he was in a coma, but then again, nothing else since that. Oh, by the way, there was a report today that the Wuhan lab, as well as maybe the WHO and Gates and stuff like that, their emails were hacked and it was all open. That is not true. I have not seen anything that proves that out, to the point where I even saw some anons on Twitter saying that that was actually a trap and they were trying to pull people in. I have not seen anything official yet. There's apparently emails and user IDs and passwords floating around. Do not look those up. I would not go down that road. I am not going down that road. If the anons find out there's something to that, they will post it. Trust me. If it's legit, you will start seeing open source documents all over the place, but I'm not going down the road because I do not want stuff attached to my computer, okay? Let's see. Trump time travel. I will go into that tomorrow if I can. I'll go into as much as I can of it, which I can find. Does HIV affect African Americans more than other ethnicities? I do not know the actual statistics. I'll look that up for you. I do know that African American boys are the most affected by vaccines, if that tells you anything. That is a true statement. Whistleblower in the CDC even said that. Okay, good. Let's see here. Some more questions. I'll take questions for about 4 more minutes. How's that? Where do you find a local protest? Look it up online. I'm also going to have somebody on, I think, interviewed very quickly, who will give us some more information on that. Who are the Anons? Anons are called the digital soldiers. The digital soldiers was described by General Michael Flynn. Anons are not Q. The Anons try to piece together the puzzle of what Q is talking about. And some of them are very smart. Some of them are more just conspiracy people, okay? And my job, I try not to be, even though I look at conspiracies, I've told you in the past, I try not to make it all conspiracy. I try to actually just find really viable, true data for you guys and try to connect everything else. But at the time, but sometimes it's all conspiracy anyway, because it really is. Their conspiracy has been holding us down. So we do go into conspiracy sometimes. Let's see. Let's see some more questions. Where is Fauci? I don't know where Fauci is. No idea. Couldn't tell you. Birx is still there. Fauci's not. Maybe he's working on something. Maybe they have him in the back. I don't know. Maybe hopefully they sent him to Gitmo already. Have I looked into more 5G and the oxygen molecules? I'm still studying that. Keep in mind, I went over 5G some time ago, and definitely there's something to it, but we still don't know everything because it's never been tested. Did I see the video of the hot mic before a White House press conference? Yes, I did. I think they were more joking. Again, I like to trust me. I like to think we're going in the right way, but I don't take every single clip as if like it's really. I mean, I think that John Roberts was talking to the maintenance guy or whatever he is, the guy who operates that room, and he said it's a hoax. I don't necessarily think he meant it like it's a hoax. I think he meant it like, hey, something else is going on here. But keep in mind, it's in the White House, so who knows? Let's see. More questions. Who is Q? Great question. I have heard anybody from JFK Jr., who's not dead, to I've heard it's John Trump. I've actually heard it's Tesla, who came back in time travel. I've heard a lot of different things. No one actually knows who Q is. Q, we believe, most likely is military intelligence, a small group of people in the military. Let's see. Some of these questions I'm bypassing, not because I don't want to read them. I'm just not really positive on them, and most of them I will go look up. Yes, so COVID testing, possibly just to get our DNA. Yes, I'm going to go into that in the next couple days on why they're actually doing COVID testing. Do not, well, I can't tell you this. I have to be careful how I say this. Be very cautious on the decisions you make regarding getting tested. That's what I can say. Will I get tested? No. Even if I came down with the runny nose and itchy eyes and digestive problems and everything else, would I get tested? No. You know what I would do? I'd have my wife fix me, because that's what we do, right? You can panic about pandemics and viruses and bacteria and all that stuff when I panic, and I'm not panicking. Trust me, if I came down with something, or she came down with something, or one of us came down with something, or someone we know came down with something, guess what we would do? I would fix them. That's what I would do. Good. Let's see. Okay. Oh, we're at our 45 minutes. Last question. Okay. The guy from InfoWars, Alex Jones, says he knows who Q is. I wonder if that's true. Alex Jones is full of crap. I like Alex for some stuff. He's full of crap on knowing who Q is. If he knew who Q was, he would have already released it. It's called promotion and marketing to try to get people to watch his show. That's what that is. Good. I think that is it. Somebody said, I will not get tested. No testing. Yes, I will not get testing. How can you refuse testing? No. That's how you refuse testing. You have what are called human rights and constitutional rights. You say no. Okay? I'm not trying to joke about it, but that's literally what you do. Okay? Good, guys. Thank you from Australia. Love my work. I appreciate that very much. I appreciate all of you guys, okay? I really do. I know I say that most every night, and I don't want it to sound like I'm not being authentic, but I really do. I love doing this for you guys, so do me a favor. Let more people know about this. Share this stuff. Make this stuff go viral. We have videos going 30,000 plus. It's fantastic. I love it. I love helping you. You give me energy. I like to give you positive vibes so we can go out there and change the world. But we need all of you. Do not get complacent. Get prepared. Be ready for anything that comes, because anything can come. And if you think the next 7 months after this is over is going to be free sailing and easy, it absolutely will not be. Other stuff will happen. This cabal will not go down without destroying them, okay? So keep prepared. Get your food prepared. So by the way, don't think this is over, that you don't need to get food prepared and have storage of stuff and everything else. Again, we have 7 months to go. They are not afraid to create false flags, meaning they will have events happen like a 9/11 or worse to scare the crap out of everybody. So quarantine could happen again before the election. We don't know, okay? Get food prepared. Get your EMF protection. If 5G does pop up and we need to be ready for it, get prepared. Follow this stuff, okay? Follow YouTube, follow Periscope, Twitter, follow Facebook Live. Get on the email list. The email link is in the actual description tonight, as I'm live streaming across multiple platforms. Go get on that. I will stay in communication. If you need help health-wise, I'm telling you from the very beginning, you must get healthy. My office now I know other offices, chiropractic offices, natural health offices, nutrition offices, medical offices, etc., that are either closed right now or they're very slow and barely staying open because of everything that's going on. My office is actually growing right now. We had a little dip in the beginning because people got scared. We're actually growing right now because people want to get healthy, and our office takes care of those people. I take care of people locally and from a distance. So if you need to get healthy, reach out to me. We will help you and get you taken care of, okay? Do me a favor, go help somebody. As I always say, be of service to others, especially the older generation right now. A lot of them are very scared. My wife just did a video, help children out. If you have a scared teenager, if you have a scared college student, if you have a scared little kid, do your best to help them. Because let me tell you, I made sure very fast and very early that we handled our 6-year-old daughter on this, because I do not want my 6-year-old daughter, one, I don't want her wearing a mask, because I don't want her to think that that's okay and normal, because it's not. That's a scare tactic. And I don't want her thinking that what we're going through is a normal part of life. So we've actually told her up front exactly what it is. We told her we know how to help people with it if they had it, that it's not a big scary thing, and that this is not how we operate in life. And so she knows now that what life is really like, and I tell her very early on what is going on to the best of my abilities. I don't scare her, but we let her know that life is not always what it seems to be, and there's certain things going on that we're in control of. We'll be okay, and we'll handle things. So do me a favor. The best thing you can do, help your kids, help your parents, help your grandparents out, help strangers out, be kind, and we will make America amazing again. We'll bring it back to the way America used to be, where we cared for each other and we had a normal civil society. We didn't have huge amounts of crime, and we actually had a productive country. Guys, I appreciate all of you. Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network, signing off on a Tuesday night. Take good care of yourself. Be well. Get in touch with me if you need it. And lots of love to you. Be well. Bye-bye.